They fired me before sunrise, like I didn't matter. I remember the sting before anything else, the sharp, humiliating jolt of hearing, "Your role is terminated effective immediately," while I was still in my pajamas, the sun barely touching my kitchen window. I wasn't angry yet, just stunned, numb. After 9 years of carrying that company on my back, they ended it all in a 7-minute call, scripted, cold, as if I were disposable. What they didn't know, what they couldn't possibly imagine, was that the moment they tried to silence me was the moment I stopped playing small. If you've ever been blindsided like that, subscribe and tell me your story. For most of my career, I believed hard work protected you. I believed that if you poured your energy, your expertise, and your loyalty into a company, you earned at least a measure of respect. For 9 years at Nexus Forge Dynamics, I lived by that belief. I led our systems innovation division, the engine behind every successful product launch the company bragged about at investor briefings. When a client needed a solution no one else could build under impossible timelines, they called me. When engineering hit a wall, they waited for my revision notes. When sales needed a miracle, they brought me into the pitch because I could translate technical complexity into something that made customers feel safe. I didn't just do my job, I anchored the place. I pushed workflows forward, fixed what was broken, and built what didn't exist yet. I carried the weight without complaint because I thought we all wanted the same thing: excellence, integrity, and progress. But the longer you stay at a company, the more you notice the cracks, not in the systems, but in the people who pretend to run them. I saw leaders chase credit instead of solutions. I saw decisions made for ego, not customers. I saw operational jargon used to hide the fact that certain executives didn't even understand the products they were managing. At first, I tried to keep my head down. I told myself not every battle had to be mine. But you can't stay silent when a choice will harm clients or compromise safety. The moment you realize you're the only one willing to say, "This isn't right," you've already been marked. The shift began quietly. Meetings where my input once shaped entire roadmaps suddenly felt tense. Leadership exchanged looks before I even finished speaking. Decisions were finalized overnight without my involvement. Every time I raised a documented, logic-based concern, I felt the air tighten around the room, like they were measuring how much trouble I caused simply by telling the truth. Still, I didn't take it personally. I had always been direct. I had always fought for the product, the customer, the team. Until recently, that had been considered a strength. What I didn't know was that the new CEO had decided I made him look incompetent. Damon Keene arrived with polished confidence and rehearsed leadership vocabulary, phrases like strategic alignment and operational harmonization. Words that sounded impressive but meant nothing. He loved control. Unfortunately for him, I loved accuracy more. When Damon pushed resource cuts that violated compliance, I flagged the risk. When he tried to bury an incident report instead of addressing it, I told him the regulatory consequences. When he approved an infrastructure delay that endangered a federal contract, I documented everything and submitted it to the internal review board. Because my name was on that project, and I refused to let negligence put my team at risk. From that moment, he saw me not as a leader, but as a threat. Subtle hostility turned into whispered meetings behind closed doors. My calendar access glitched 3 times in a week. Projects I developed were reassigned without notice. Still, I kept working. I told myself it would blow over. I told myself facts mattered. I told myself the company I had given 9 years to wouldn't punish someone for protecting it. I was wrong. Everything I had built was already being lined up for removal. I just hadn't been invited to the meeting yet. I should have known something was wrong the moment my phone buzzed at 6:14 a.m. No one calls a senior leader before sunrise unless something has exploded, literally or politically. Half awake, I assumed it was a server outage. But when I saw Damon's name glowing on the screen, a cold heaviness settled in my chest. Damon never called directly. He communicated through layers of people: managers, intermediaries, cryptic emails disguised as collaboration. Seeing his name at that hour felt wrong. Like waking up to a stranger standing in your doorway. I answered anyway. Loyalty is a hard instinct to unlearn. "Isabel, thank you for taking this early call," he said, though his voice wasn't grateful. It was stiff. Scripted. Seconds later, Maya from HR joined the video. Her expression tight. Her camera angle rehearsed. HR at dawn means one thing. Someone already dug your grave, and you're just being informed where they buried you. We need to discuss your role at Nexus Forge, Damon said. Not a question, not a conversation. A verdict. What's happening? I asked, still hoping this was a misunderstanding. No company fires a woman at dawn for doing her job well, but they do fire a woman at dawn when she has documentation that threatens someone's career. Damon continued reading. There have been ongoing concerns about your approach to collaboration, your resistance to operational directives, and your communication style, which leadership has deemed confrontational. Confrontational. The word hit like a slap. The classic vocabulary used to erase a woman while avoiding the truth. Your access to Nexus Forge systems has already been revoked, he added. Your termination is effective immediately. Already revoked. They had cut me out before the call even started. This wasn't sudden. This wasn't confusion. This was premeditated. What exactly have I done wrong? I asked. He listed 3 examples. Every one of them a moment where I had done my job with integrity. Questioning an illegal infrastructure timeline. Escalating compliance concerns because they involved him. Challenging a resource model that endangered a federal contract. So I'm being terminated for protecting the company? You're being terminated, he repeated, for failing to align with leadership. Leadership meaning him. Alignment meaning obedience. 2 weeks of severance for 9 years of loyalty. The call ended at 7 minutes. 7 minutes to erase a decade. 7 minutes to label integrity as insubordination. When the screen went black, I stared at my reflection in the dark laptop, realizing the truth. They didn't fire me for defiance. They fired me because I caught the wrong man lying, and he needed me gone before anyone else noticed. I didn't cry. I didn't move. I just sat there, staring at the laptop like the smoke after a fire. What I grieved wasn't the job. It was the certainty I used to have, that competence protected you, that truth mattered, that leadership rewarded integrity. None of that survived the morning. My team's messages began flooding in. Isabel, what happened? Your access disappeared. Damon said you've transitioned out. No one believes him. We're panicking. Who's leading the contract review? I had no answers yet. Instead, I opened my personal laptop. And then I saw it, an unopened email buried under newsletters. Subject: Titan Wave Systems, Executive Opportunity Revisit. 6 weeks earlier, Victor Lang, Titan Wave's CEO, had offered to discuss a senior executive role. I had turned it down out of loyalty. I reread his message, and the words struck me differently now. If circumstances ever change, I would welcome a conversation. Your leadership is exactly the kind of integrity-driven thinking we value. Integrity-driven. The irony almost made me laugh. I opened a new email to Victor and typed 12 words that would change everything. Victor, if your offer still stands, I'm ready to talk today. For the first time since 6:14 a.m., I felt something that wasn't grief, possibility. Victor replied within 12 minutes. Can you come to Titan Wave HQ at 10 o'clock? Bring nothing except your perspective. No hesitation. No political phrasing. Just respect and clarity. At Titan Wave, the contrast was immediate, intentional, focused, confident. Victor greeted me personally. No entourage. No HR script. Sit, he said. Tell me what they did. So I told him the facts, the compliance issues, the retaliation, the scripted termination. He listened, calm but sharp. I can offer you something they never will, he said. Authority. Real authority. Transparency. A culture where integrity is a strength, not a threat. He slid a folder toward me, a clean, precise contract. I want you to lead systems integrity here, he said. Full authority. Build what you know should exist. Hours earlier, I had been disposable. Before noon, I was being handed a role built around the one thing Damon punished me for: truth. Everything in the contract was transparent. No traps, no vague performance language. Why move this fast? I asked. Because the right people don't need convincing, Victor said. And because companies that punish integrity always collapse. I don't intend to follow them down. My phone buzzed again. Frantic messages from Nexus Forge. Damon delayed the compliance release by 6 months. 2 clients threatening to walk. We need you. Damon doesn't understand the dependencies. For 9 years, I was the one who held everything together. But they weren't my responsibility anymore. Damon called. Victor watched from the doorway and said quietly, "Answer it." It's useful to hear people when they realize what they've destroyed. I stepped into the room and picked up. "Isabel," Damon said, voice shaky, "we have a situation." And that's where everything changed.